Betrayed by my own family, I took back everything they stole from me. The house that was supposed to be a gift, I'm in, 32 years old, and I worked my entire life to build a stable future. My parents had always struggled financially, but I was determined to give them a comfortable home in their old age. After years of hard work, I bought my dream apartment in the city and decided to give my old house to my parents. It was a beautiful place, a two-story home in a quiet neighborhood, with a garden my mother loved and a spacious living room where my father could relax. I wanted them to have a peaceful retirement, and at the time, I thought it was the right thing to do. But I never imagined that my own generosity would be used against me. My sister and her husband. Take over at first, things were fine. My parents seemed happy, and I visited them often. But after a few months, my younger sister Trang and her husband moved in without asking me. Trang had always been the golden child, the one my parents favored, no matter what she did. She never worked hard, never contributed financially, and was always rescued by my parents whenever she got into trouble. Her husband Duke wasn't any better. He was unemployed and lazy, constantly sponging off my parents. At first I didn't say anything. I thought, maybe this is temporary. But over time I noticed small changes. They started redecorating without telling me. They replaced my old furniture and threw away my belongings. They stopped inviting me over and acted like I was an outsider. One day I walked in and found my childhood room turned into a nursery for their baby. They hadn't even bothered to tell me. When I confronted my parents, they brushed it off. Trang needs more space for her family. You're doing well in the city, so why does it matter? That's when I realized they had no intention of treating this as my house anymore. The final betrayal. The moment that truly broke me came a few months later. I told my parents I would stop by for dinner, but my mother hesitated before saying, "Maybe don't come tonight, we have guests." That made me suspicious. So instead of staying away, I decided to show up unannounced. When I arrived, I was shocked. They were throwing a huge housewarming party, celebrating the fact that the house now belonged to Trang and Duke. My parents stood in front of everyone, praising Trang for helping them secure a home. They acted as if she had bought it for them. My mother even said, "We're so lucky that Trang is here to take care of us. She's always been the responsible one." I was furious. Not only had they excluded me, but they had completely erased my role in their lives. When I confronted them, they didn't even look guilty. My father simply said, "Trang needs this house more than you do. You already have a place in the city, but she still struggles. You're being selfish." Selfish? I bought this house. They thought they had won. Until I took it all back. I took a deep breath, calmed myself down, and said the words that would change everything. "I see, but there's one thing you forgot. The house is still in my name." Silence. Trang's face went pale. My father's jaw clenched. My mother stammered, What do you mean?" I pulled out my phone and showed them the property documents. I had never transferred ownership. This house legally Bello abandoned at the hospital. How I found my true family. I always knew my mother loved my stepfather, Kevin, more than she loved me. Maybe that sounds harsh, but if you had lived my life, you would understand. A broken family. My parents divorced when I was 9, Ings to me, and since I'm so selfish, I think I'll be selling it. Panic. Screaming. Trang burst into tears, wailing that I was ruining her life. My father demanded that I be reasonable. My mother called me ungrateful, but I had had enough. I didn't argue. I simply put the house up for sale the next morning. The fallout: within a month, I sold the house to a new buyer. My parents and Trang were forced to move out, scrambling to find somewhere else to live. My sister begged me not to sell, saying she had nowhere to go. I reminded her, "You have our parents. They've always put you first. I'm sure they'll figure something out." I cut off contact after that. They tried calling, guilt-tripping me with messages like, "How could you do this to your own family? We raised you, and this is how you repay us? You've changed. Money has made you cold." But I didn't care. For the first time in my life, I put myself first. A new beginning. Selling that house was the best decision I ever made. With the money, I invested in a new home for myself, one that was truly mine. I realized that family isn't about blood. It's about respect. And if they didn't respect me, I owed them nothing. Now I live a life free from their manipulation. No more guilt, no more betrayal, just peace. And I will never let anyone take advantage of me again.